All right. It's Dr. Mike, Dr. Noah, and Dr. Wanda Lee in fantastic moods today. Uh, I'm the only morning person on this live stream, by the way. The left and the right to me are late evening folk. Along with summer comes a lot of critters that we may or may not really love that much. Mosquitoes. But I say this all the time, the only little critter that really unnerves me are ticks. And it's a simple reason is ticks carry lots of bad diseases, and not only Lyme disease. In this area, and probably the same for you, Wandale, we have dog ticks, we have Lyme ticks or deer ticks, and then we have Lone Star ticks as well. And they carry everything from Lyme to rocky spotted mountain fever to babesia and all sorts of different types of diseases. And we thought we'd talk a little bit today about what you should do. And basically what you should do is every time you go outside, whether it's on a hike or whether you're fishing or whether it's even in your own backyard, you should always check for ticks. And I assume you would agree, and I'm sure you do that constantly, Wandale, is that correct?
Yeah, deer ticks are a huge thing here in Nova Scotia. Lyme disease carrying deer ticks are particularly prevalent and spreading quickly. There's actually been some fairly recent research showing that those ticks have actually migrated onto rabbits in some cases. So it's possible that it's being spread even more than we thought. And there are some cases here where the Lyme disease has been spread by insects other than ticks, like spider bites. So we don't really know all of that because it's particularly new science and lots of stuff evolving, but definitely deer ticks we know, and we know how prevalent they are. They started really early here this year because we had a fairly mild spring. And so often they come in either on your human frame or on your pet, on your dog or cat, and come into your house. And people are finding them crawling on their sofa because they've then come off the dog in the house. So definitely check your pets as well as yourself. Not just for burrowed ticks, but for ones that are moving still on your clothing or on your animals.
Yeah, that's what I've had more than ever this year. We've had a lot of ticks roaming around my dog and roaming around on me as well. We have none that have already attached, thankfully. We've been able to identify them as dog ticks, not deer ticks, Wandale. And I think, like you said, I think it's the mild spring, but I also think it was the extremely mild winter that caused a little bit of an increase. Do you use any special tool? Because I have a special tool or gadget because I do a lot of fishing and hiking and outdoor stuff. Do you have any kind of special tools to remove deer ticks or any type of tick properly for that matter? Because I do. I have one.
Yeah, there are tick picks, they call them here. They're sort of special little plastic things to try to make sure that you get the entire tick out. The big issue is in trying, a lot of people will try to pinch the tick out, and really what they end up doing, because the head is embedded in the skin, is they end up breaking off. So the way that these tick picks are formulated here is that they help you get the entire tick, kind of break that seal and get the entire tick out in one piece. You do not want to leave the mouth in your body.
There we go. Can you guys all hear me? I lost my visual for a minute.
You were
all
frozen
good?
for a sec, but you're back.
Okay. All right. So were you, Wandale? I use this. It's called a tick key. So it's www.tickkey.com. Great instructions. It can use on humans and on animals. Really easy to use. Really effective. I have 3 or 4 of them floating around in the house, but actually, it's always on my keychain now. That's how serious I take it. For those of you, and we all know somebody who has Lyme disease, recovered from it, or hasn't recovered from it, and we know how serious it is. Mike, you live down the beach with a little bit different, less woods, but you still have ticks down there as well, right?
No, we have no ticks down here.
None
at all.
Nope. Here, none.
Paradise. Tick paradise.
Been down here 22 years and no ticks.
Really?
None.
Is that? Well, there you go, guys. if you live down the beach,
Move to the beach. What can I tell
move
you?
to the beach, you
I
may
grew
have
up in
less.
I grew up in Bayonne. There are no ticks in Bayonne, at least when I was there. And we moved to the beach, and there's no ticks here, so I'm good. Good night, everybody.
Mike got up early for this, and he has nothing to say.
You know,
And it's not my boogeyman. Noah, go right ahead. Tell us.
yeah. So a couple, you know, I believe they are in Bayonne, Mike, and I say that because I have patients that live in Jersey City that have had ticks on them, and Jersey City is even more urban than Bayonne. So I would say whether you're down the beach, anywhere where there's tall grass, even in city, just be very, very careful. Wanda, you were telling me something that there's a lot of research with natural topical substances you could use to kind of deter them from attaching, and you know, I guess DEET is like 100% effective, but I can't support that. It's a very, very toxic chemical. So what kind of research are they doing up by you with natural products?
There's a local company here, right, very close to my clinic, actually. It's called Atlantic, TICK, instead of just TIC. And they've been doing a lot of research with some of the local universities in terms of their tick repellent. It's not yet passed, you know, all of the Health Canada requirements that allow them to call it a tick repellent. It's still called a body spray or an outdoor spray. But it has shown some really, really wonderful results. Obviously, unlike DEET, there's really nothing else that's so-called 100%. I'm not sure if anything's really 100%, but this has some really good results coming out. And there are some recipes online where you can make your own tick repellents, some of which I've tried to do myself. The number one ingredient in both the Atlantic spray and some of these recipes that I've seen and tried is lemongrass essential oil. They seem to hate lemongrass. And so planting lemongrass, which I did this year on my deck as well in pots, to try to reduce insects in general and ticks and mosquitoes in particular.
The only natural, I want to say, bug repellent, and that includes ticks, that I've used with some success, and I don't know if you have one, Lee, is neem. I have bottles and bottles of different types of neem. Primarily from Need Tree Farm, and I think it's the same thing. They can't say definitively that it's a tick repellent, but it really works well with all sorts of bugs. So I'm in big support of neem. I'll have to look for something that has neem and lemongrass in it, or see if I can get Atlantic down here. Do you know if it's? Can I purchase that being in the United States online, or no?
I don't know if it's across the border just yet. I know it's spreading across Canada quite a bit, and certainly around the maritime provinces here, but I'm not sure if it's available in the States or not. Maybe pop on their website, atlantic.ca, not .com, so just in case anyone goes to the wrong one. But yeah, they have some great sprays. We carry them in our clinic, and a lot of local businesses do as well, because it's such a hot topic and such a need for our communities here.
Yeah. So, I mean, simple video, simple to watch, but it's something really serious, guys. Ticks do carry horrendous diseases that, if not caught quickly, can be extraordinarily difficult to treat. So take a watch of this video, you know, get yourself a tick key, get yourself some lemongrass, do tick checks on you and your dogs for sure. And if you think you've had a tick on you for any length of time, I think we would all agree, I'd highly suggest going to your primary and get a blood test just to make sure. It's better to be safe than sorry in this case, 100%.
Yeah, quick response is critical to better outcomes. So if you see a sign of the Lyme rash, the bullseye rash, or you're concerned that the tick may not be completely removed from your skin, go and get that checked. Don't mess around.
All right, guys, don't mess around with ticks, and be awesome and never unawesome.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.